Joining me, the former Victorian Liberal Party President Michael Kroger and former Labor Minister Stephen Conroy. Gentlemen, great to see you both. Stephen, does this RBA review hit the mark to your mind?
Look, I think it does if you look at the need to bring in expertise that can actually question the assumptions that are behind the modelling, which is what I think the most fundamental failure has been. And the report, in its own very gentle economic speak way, makes the point there's been too much focus and reliance on wages driving up prices. That's code for you've got this completely wrong. Gently put, but completely wrong. So I think this is an important step. I think it's important to bring the expertise, the separating of the boards. I think it's important to allow the Treasurer to take a deep breath before he makes his final decision about whether or not to sack the Reserve Bank Governor, which I believe he should do based on the lack of in any way serious mea culpa, not for the words that he used, but the flaws in the modelling.
Michael Kroger, what's your reaction to what you've seen today? It is going to see a significant shift at the central bank.
It will. I'm not sure there's been anyone today that's disagreed with this. It seems like everyone's unanimously in favour of a group of people being set up as a committee who are actually experts in monetary policy, and that's what they do all day. So I think that's a very good idea, keeping the inflation band at 2 to 3%, tick to that, and letting the Reserve Bank concentrate on its other functions. I think an all-round good idea. I don't think the Liberal Party are going to object. I heard Angus Taylor. He seems to be separate to going through the details, fully in agreement, and I think it's a very good idea. As for Philip Lowe, well, he's not going to get reappointed. And, the one thing the government could do, or the Reserve Bank could be asked to do, is to explain why, when rates were 0.1, they said they were going to remain on hold till 2024 when inflation got out of control. I then followed the inflation trail by rapidly increasing rates. How did they make that shocking blunder? Because that's caused untold damage in this country.
Yeah, and it's going to be a tough budget, this one, for Jim Chalmers to try and get the balance right, Stephen Conroy. They obviously want to try and help people, but they're limited to what they can do given this inflationary environment at the moment.
No, absolutely. And you've seen, Jim indicate that they won't be putting up Job Seeker. I mean, this is, for those who are disappointed by this, you need a long-term Labor government if you want to deal with some of these, absolutely big issues like the level of poverty in this country. Don't expect Labor to be able to fix everything in its first budget. Be realistic. Yes, we would all like to see that, but there is also a range of other people who are hurting in a range of other areas. Energy prices is the very obvious one. So if for those who are saying, oh my God, Labor hasn't fixed everything in its first budget, and this is the first real budget, the last one was more of a sort of, not even a mini budget, it was an economic statement, but this is the first Labor budget since we were elected. So be realistic, be pragmatic. We cannot fix everything the first time round. But if you want those issues addressed, you want to see a long-term Labor government, 3, 6, 9 years.